Hello everyone, welcome in my today's video. I am Siddhi Gaine. Today I discuss about the integumentary system. Let's start. First we see the introduction of integumentary system. The integumentary system is composed of skin, hair, oil and sweat glands, nails and sensory receptors. The integumentary system helps in maintain a constant body temperature, protects the body and provides sensory information about the surrounding environment. Now we see the structure of skin. The skin, also known as cutaneous membrane or integument, the skin covers the external surface of body and is the largest organ of the body in both surface area and weight. Structurally, the skin consists of two main parts. The superficial thinner portion, which is composed of epithelial tissue, is called as epidermis, and second is the deeper, thicker connective tissue portion is called as the dermis. First we see the structure of epidermis. The epidermis is composed of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. It contains four principal types of cells. First is the keratinocytes, second is the melanocytes, third is the Langerhans cells, and fourth is the Merkel cells. About 90% of epidermal cells are keratinocytes, which are arranged in 4 or 5 layers and produce the protein keratin. Keratin is a tough fibrous protein that helps protect the skin and underlying tissue from heat and microbes and chemicals. About 8% of epidermal cells are melanocytes, which produces the pigment melanin. Their long slender projections extend between keratinocytes and transfer melanin granules to them. Melanin is a yellowish red or brown black pigment that contributes to skin color and absorb damaging ultraviolet light. Now we see the structure of dermis. The second deeper part of skin is the dermis. The dermis is composed of strong connective tissue containing collagen and elastic fibers. The dermis also has the ability to stretch and recoil easily. Leather. The leather which we use for belts, shoes, baseball gloves and basketballs, it is dried and treated dermis of other animals. Based on its tissue structure, the dermis can be divided into superficial papillary region and deeper reticulum region. The papillary region make up about one-fifth of the thickness of the total layer. It consists of alveolar connective tissue containing thin collagen and fine elastic fibers. The reticular region, which is attached to the subcutaneous layer, consists of dense irregular connective tissue containing fibroblast, bundles of collagen and some coarse elastic fibers. The combination of collagen and elastic fiber in the reticular region provides the skin with straight extensibility and elasticity, this ability to return its original shape. Now we see the accessory structure of the skin. Accessory structure of skin include hair, skin glands and nails, which develop from the embryonic epidermis. They have a host of important functions. For example, hair and nail protect the body. Sweat glands help to regulate body temperature. First accessory organ we see, that is hair. Hair or villi are present on most skin surfaces except the palmar effects of fingers, the soles and platter surface of feet. Although the protection it offers is limited, hair on head guards the scalp from injury and the sun rays. It also decreases the heat loss from the scalp. Eyebrows and eyelashes protect the eyes from foreign particles, as does hair in the nostrils and in the external ear canal. The next accessory organ is nails. Nails are plates of tightly packed, hard, dead keratinized epidermal cells that form a clear, solid covering over the dorsal surface of distal portions of the digits. Each nail consists of nail body, a free edge, and a nail root. The nail body is visible portion of nail. The free edge is a part of nail body that may extend past the distal end of digit. The free edge is visible because there are no underlying capillaries. The next is the skin glands. There are two types of skin glands present in skin. First is the sebaceous gland and second is the sweat gland. First we see the sebaceous gland, which is also called as oil glands. Sebaceous glands are simple branched acellular glands. They are connected to hair follicles. The secreting portion of sebaceous gland lies in the dermis and usually opens into the neck of hair follicle. Sebaceous gland secrete an oily substances called as sebum, a mixture of triglyceride, cholesterol, proteins and inorganic salts. The sebum coats the surface of hair and help to keep them from drying and becoming brittle. Sebum also becoming brittle. Sebum also prevents excessive evaporation of water from skin, keep the skin soft. The next gland is a sweat gland. There are sudoriferous gland. There are 3 to 4 million sweat glands are present in the skin. The cells of these glands release sweat into hair follicles or onto the skin surface through pores. Sweat glands are divided into two main types, eccrine and apocrine, based on the structure, location and type of secretion. Eccrine sweat glands, also known as merocrine gland, are simple condylar glands that are much more common than apocrine sweat glands. They are distributed through the skin of most regions of the body, especially in the hair of forehead, palm and soles. Eccrine sweat glands are not present, however, the margins of the lips, nail beds and the fingers or toes and eardrums. The secretion portion of eccrine sweat glands is located mostly in deep dermis. Now we see the function of skin. First function is the thermoregulation. Second is the blood reservoir. Third is the protection. Fourth is the cutaneous sensation. Fifth is the excretion and sixth is the synthesis of vitamin D. It's all about the integumentary system. Thank you.